Hey there, Brady here with your daily tennis lessons. So we're looking at power generators this week at DTL. Today specifically, 3 power generators on the one-handed backhand. One of my favorite shots, and let's be honest, like if you're hitting a one-handed backhand, we want to hit it like Team, like Stan, like Roger. We don't want to just get that ball over. Okay, so let's look at 3 ways how to do that. The first would be getting a more exaggerated shoulder turn, all right? And the purpose of that is obviously rotation, coil, and then that feeling of uncoiling to the ball. So for me specifically, when I hit a bigger one-handed backhand, because that's my backhand of choice, I'll a lot of times maybe over-rotate some. And the ball's gonna have to allow me to do that. That's a slight caveat here. You want to be careful on the one-hander when you're really trying to rip it, that the ball and your position allows you to set up for this. But if it does, rather than just kind of this standard shoulder turn where everything's perfectly to the side fence, you're likely going to see my racket start to get behind my left shoulder a little more, and you'll see my right shoulder a little closer to the doubles alley than my left shoulder. So that extra turn, I already feel it right here in my midsection, is going to allow me to release more explosively, so to speak. So practice that extra turn. Again, all these tips I'm going to give you this week, most likely you're better off practicing them first without having to hit a ball, and then go ahead and once the feeling's there, introduce the tennis ball. So first off, bigger shoulder turn. Second would be the idea of more of a lunging step into contact versus kind of just a standard step. All right, so that lunge step for the one-hander is super key because this is a shot that has a lot of reach to it, or we want it to have a lot of reach. And so if I take a little bit of a shallower step, I'm likely feeling that I don't need to reach as far to hit the ball, and that's going to limit some power. So when I take a step that's more of a lunge and I really step away from that back foot and really post up into that front leg, one, I'm going to reach farther to the ball, which is power generating, and 2, I just feel more stable. And when you're more stable, you're going to be more apt to swing quickly. And obviously the faster we swing, the more power we're going to get. So if you wanted to compare two one-handed backhands, one with just your standard turn and an average step versus one with a more of an over-rotated turn and a lunging step, I think you can see that second effort right there is going to be a much bigger ball. All right, and then third would be contact point. If I take care of those first 2 elements and I hit the ball, you know, late or behind that lead foot, I don't care how well I execute the first 2, I'm not going to get power if I'm getting blocked on my contact point behind this lead foot. So very important on contact point to explode the ball out there with more power. Contact has to be occurring, I'll do it from a side profile here, in front of wherever you establish that right foot as a right-hander or that left foot for a left-hander. And as we know, I'm going more into that lunge position, so we're going to ultimately feel probably the farthest point of contact on a one-handed backhand when we're trying to generate a lot of power. All right, so bigger shoulder turn, almost get that feeling of over-rotation back. The ball's going to allow us to do this. More of that lunge step versus just a shallow step. And then reach for that contact point so you're not jammed up behind that lead foot. Let's go ahead and have a look at a couple of these. All right. Now, I'll be honest. I'm trying to hit those out that way so that you guys get a good look at everything that's going on and not distracted by the ball going cross court. I normally, the harder I try to hit my one-hander, will play those cross courts. So keep that in mind. But that feeling I'm getting, I am so committed to those 3 elements of the swing. And as I said, probably a little easier if you're not getting a lot of power on your one-hander right now, to go through those positions without the tennis ball there. Do that a few times. Start to hear that whoosh going through those strings without the ball, and then start to introduce the tennis ball, and the feeling is that the ball is just getting in the way of that swing. It's not playing you, which likely is going to limit your power, okay? That's all I got for you today. Hope that was super helpful. Please click like below this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those really helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well. We'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.